This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne. What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
And welcome back. Wyoming Sports Talk Today on the air, being brought to you by Taco John's of Cheyenne. South Greeley Highway, downtown on KRAE Avenue, north side on Yellowstone. Of course, right here from us, down from us over, as you go east on Del Range and Ridge. And again, you go, little ways over to the south, and you will find Persian Ridge, the home of our other Taco John's location. Taco John's of Cheyenne, serving up delicious eats and treats all the time. Key of Cheyenne, over on Nation Way. AJ is going to make you an offer you can't refuse, especially on those 19s that must go. The 20s already arriving. And again, take a test drive in one of those great-looking Kias on the lot. Take one home, put it in your driveway, and live the dream. Key of Cheyenne over on Nation Way. Platte Valley Bank times 2. Banking done the old-fashioned way, done the high technology way, done everything in between, including HELOC loans, or maybe you need a remodel loan, an auto loan, or you want to just do a good old-fashioned refi on your home. Platte Valley Bank is there to take care of you. Vanda High and at the corner of College and Pershing. Chick-fil-A. At Windmill and Del Range, where you still can have that frosted caramel coffee. Yes, it's still on the menu. Of course, already on the menu and doing very well is their mac and cheese. And again, you can see them for $3 at Ray and Cindy's Place, right across from Powers Field and Menards. See them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 2 convenient drive-thrus, or just dine inside Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Del Range. Medicap Pharmacy for all your pharmaceutical needs. With your doctor's prescription, let Gene and his great staff fill those said prescriptions. Shop inside Monday through Saturday, or use the convenient drive-thru outside at Medicap Pharmacy, Bluegrass Circle, next door to Texas Roadhouse. B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue, where, yes, they service what they sell. And again, what do they sell? GE, Maytag, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, yes, all the top named appliances, as well as they have the top brands of TVs for you too at B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Lennox Auto Body over on Dunn Avenue, the Auto Glass and Detail Center over on Pershing Boulevard, both part of Lennox Enterprises, which has been serving our community for the last quarter century. Founded by Dick Lennox and the tradition carried on by his daughter Heather. First Tier Bank over at 1508 Stillwater Avenue, open Monday through Friday. Remember, Tim and the crew invite you to come on by, talk with them about banking issues, or just check out their special CD rates with great APYs. First Tier Bank, 1508 Stillwater Avenue, cross street at 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D, the Greenway Commons. Pines Eye Cuisine at its best, and it's top-notch all the time. Family recipes, not corporate recipes, over at Mondello's Pizzeria. 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D, the Greenway Commons, open Monday through Sunday, Sundays from noon until 8. And at Scoreboard Time, it's being brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. Here's Nick.
There's a whole bunch of LCCC athletics to recap from this past weekend. We'll start with LCCC men's basketball as they got underway here in town with the Golden Eagle tip-off shootout. Friday's contest against Northeastern Junior College, it was an unfortunate loss, 106-72 for LCCC. But Saturday, the rebound contest against Utah State Eastern, where at least the Golden Eagles got the victory 84-82 against Utah State Eastern. So LCCC on this early season, they are 1-1 overall. LCCC women's volleyball, they wrapped up the regular season this past weekend on the road at Sheridan and also at Northwest College. Friday's contest against Sheridan, they won that 3-1, and for Saturday, they got the victory against the Lady Trappers, getting that victory 3-2. So with LCCC, they'll wrap up the regular season overall 10-22 with that record. They will have their Region 9 tournament coming up this Wednesday at 8 a.m. down in Northeastern Junior College as they will take on Lamar Community College. LCCC women's soccer over this past weekend, competing in the Region 9 at the semifinal and final down in Denver. Saturday's contest against Sheridan College, where it was a tie 0-0, which again went to penalty kicks. However, LCCC did come away with a victory in that one. They moved to Sunday's contest against Gillette College in the Region 9 final, where unfortunately for LCCC and Coach Gardner, that was a 1-0 loss for LCCC. They fall to at least 14-1-2 overall, including the postseason. They are also, too, looking for an at-large bid. They are a team that just dropped down to number 6 in the nation in at least the top 20 poll. LCCC men's soccer as well, competing in the Region 9 semifinal and final. Saturday's contest against Western Nebraska Community College, where they took care of business against the Cougars 4-0. And Sunday's contest against Otero Junior College, where LCCC won that game 3-2. So LCCC is your Region 9 champions. They will host at least districts here in town coming up this week, and they are 15-3 overall on this season. Again, moving up in the top 20 in the NJCAA polls. And also, too, outside of LCCC action, again, do want to remind folks coming up here on 1480 AM, 101.1 FM, 1480KRAE.com, where you can hear the contest. Again, no video live streaming during the postseason due to NFHS restrictions. Again, we will have at least Class 4A semifinal matchup between the number 4 seed Cheyennes, who will be on the road to the Thunderbirds, as they will see the number 1 team in the land, that being the Thunder Basin Bolts. That's a 6 o'clock kickoff up there in Gillette at Thunder Basin. 5:20-ish pregame show here on 1480 KRAE.
Number 1 in the land of Wyoming, Thunder Basin. All right, we go to the NBA. Well, no, first let's give you the NFL lowdown for tonight. If you care, at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, the Giants of New York will host the Dallas Cowboys. NBA for this evening. Pistons and the Wizards at the Kaplan Arena in D.C. Pelicans, Nets, they'll be in the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. At the FedEx Forum in Memphis, Tennessee, the Grizz will host the Rockets, Bucks and the Timberwolves in the Target Center. It will be the 76ers and the Suns at the Talking Stick Resort Arena in Phoenix. And the Walking Wounded Warriors will be in the Chase Center in San Francisco, California, as they will play host to the Portland Trail Blazers.
Hold on. I forgot NHL action as well. There are 4 games on the slate for tonight. That being one, at least the Boston Bruins at home at TD Garden, taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Also 2 in Madison Square Garden, the New York Rangers hosting the Ottawa Senators. How about in Detroit, the Red Wings hosting the Nashville Predators. And last but not least, in Canada, in Edmonton, Ontario, at least it will be the Edmonton Oilers hosting the Arizona Coyotes. So that's what's happening in NHL action for tonight.
And our scoreboard is brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
I'm Nate.
And I'm Kate.
And we're not just literal taste buds. We're best buds.
And there's nothing that we love more than a
cool,
crisp,
deliciously refreshing Pepsi!
Sure, we live inside your mouth.
But that doesn't mean we don't enjoy the finer things.
Hey, Nate. Pepsi incoming!
Here it comes!
Tastes so good.
Tell me about it.
So,
amazing.
That's what I was thinking.
It's like we share the same mouth, Kate.
Forever and ever, Nate.
Make your taste buds happy and pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi.
Here the season never ends. From Wyoming sports to the Broncos in Denver. From Rockies baseball to talking hoops with Nuggets basketball. Local, regional, and national. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome to Wyoming Sports Talk Today for Monday afternoon. Larry Proetti, along with Nick Proetti.
I think I got my Canadian provinces wrong. It's Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, correct? Not Ontario?
Edmonton, Alberta, yes.
Yeah, something like that. Either way, though, the Oilers taking on the Coyotes, which is a thriller, I guess, out in the Pacific Division of the NHL tonight. So
good for you.
Probably better to watch that, though, on ESPN Plus or wherever it's being hosted than the Monday Night Football game.
Well, the good news is
But we won't talk NFL for quite some time.
I know, but I just want to just make one comment on the NFL. And then there was one. That's all I need to say. I say no more. Oh,
They got an interesting one coming up on next Monday night.
No. And then there was one.
Yeah.
I say no more. Okay.
Right. Anyways, though, at least get away from pro football.
I know. Let's get real quick here. I was just looking at because you posted the volleyball tournament. LCCC, everything's going on right now at LCCC. That's kind of a neat deal right now. You got volleyball, you got soccer,
well, yeah,
you got the basketball.
As we talk
on.
about, like the four majors in action, at least a couple weekends ago, where it was like the rare time that you'd watch NHL, NBA,
Right.
baseball, and NFL all in the same day. This past week it was pretty much the same situation, minus LCCC women's basketball, who at least for their regular season doesn't start up until at least November 8th, as they'll be on the road.
Involved in a showcase.
Yeah, well, again, they've had at least preseason,
Right.
at least action or at least scrimmages, again, but for the regular season for the LCCC women's squad, again, won't get underway until at least November 8th and 9th when they'll join the men on the road at North Platte and McCook on that interesting road trip as we've been a part of. But again, we will not be able to join them on that road trip because, again, we'll be up in Gillette covering more semifinal, at least more playoff football here in Class 4A.
And we'll get into that here in just a bit. So,
But this past weekend, though, at least slightly, not to cut you off, but LCCC athletics, again, you had this past weekend, you had volleyball going underway. Again, the Golden Eagle tip-off shootout with men's basketball. Again, you had both men's and women's soccer competing in the Region 9 tournament. So, again, a lot of action happening, whether it was in Cheyenne or at least in the state of Wyoming, if not down in Colorado, where, again, both men and women's soccer were competing down in Denver, at least at Metro State University.
and that prompted me to remind everybody coming up Wednesday, it's the return of our coaches show with Brian Ortmeyer and head coach Jason Ficca, back to back.
I do believe Brian Ortmeyer trying to, at least on Wednesday show, try to, as we get a player on, at least hopefully we'll talk with sophomore Jaquia Wells. To be determined on the men's side of things for coach, at least Jason Ficca. Again, a team that's coming off of a pretty close, at least a very interesting contest this past Saturday live at the Rack after, again, what was just a punishment there in town on Friday against Northeastern Junior College, again, 106-72. This is a team for LCCC. Again, in my opinion of what I saw, at least on that Saturday's contest, it's a team that's it can shoot, but the defense
It's
is
got
not
to grow.
there. Yeah.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
And again, it's not November. It's February and March.
Yeah,
that you care about. And again,
And
Coach
that's a
Ficca said that many times. He wants that team to improve by February.
Well, and it's the same mantra, same with at least head coach Kerry Coates of the LCCC women's volleyball at least squad, where, again, they're red hot right now, again, getting 2 victories in a row on the road against Sheridan and Northwest. As I mentioned, again, wrapping up the regular season 10-22. They will have a match coming up this Wednesday, 8 a.m. at NJC. That is the neutral site host for the Region 9 tournament, as they'll take on Lamar Community College. So, again, same situation for Kerry Coates' squad where, hey, let's get past the non-conference action of what happened. We're, again, taking on a lot of top 25 teams across the land. Here you are doing very well, holding your own against the Region 9 action where, hey, you're red hot. Let's bring all that momentum down south to Sterling, Colorado, and take care of business in that Region 9 tournament.
Well, it was ironic, too, while I was in Phoenix. Matter of fact, Coach Ficca gave me a call on Friday, and we were 2 outs away from wrapping up our portion of the tournament when he called, so I had to refer him to you. But, yeah, it's exciting times right now over at LCCC. All of the majors are going on. So, again, if you are fans, and again, we are sports fans because we wouldn't be doing the show for not. And, again, soccer, volleyball, basketball, you just can't go wrong. Every seat's a great seat in the house over there at LCCC. All right, moving along to high school football. Since I was gone last week, thank you to Chris and thank you to Nick for covering for me while I was basking in the sun and enjoying, I guess 80-degree and 70-degree temperatures while you guys were kind of shoveling around here. But Friday night wasn't too bad for football over at Risky Field. I mean, it was a little cool. It was, it
wasn't windy. It wasn't anything terrible.
Yeah, it was fall weather.
Snow showers earlier in that day, but nothing that affected the contest. But, again, Central taking on Rock Springs, a game that we had this past Friday. Again, Central down,
but it was
down
a
at half of this team.
typical start for Rock Springs.
Yeah, again, came out strong in the first half, kept at least Central off the board and caused a lot of turnovers. Again, you're looking at a Rock Springs team that pretty much it looked like had this in control. They should have won this contest without a doubt. Central did not look like the team that we've seen the past couple of weeks. This was, a matchup that I alluded to in the pregame comments, and again, kind of talking about at least this Rock Springs team. It's a team that could have won this game, barring what happened this past Friday. It matched up very well with the Indians, and it proved at least this past Friday of that. Again, Coach Mark Lenhart, first year over there at Rock Springs, he's got a young bunch of talented, at least student athletes there for at least playing on his team. That 2020, that's a team you got to look out for sure.
But he's also graduating some very top-flight seniors, too. So, all teams really, in Class 4A, with the exception maybe of a couple of them. But the bottom line is the top 8 next year, in my mind right now, they're going to be pretty doggone good. And again, I think the Mark Lenhart influence, his coaching influence over at Rock Springs is going to bring a new breed of winning to that Tigers program. That is a team definitely on the march.
Yeah, without a doubt. But again, recapping this Friday's contest where Rock Springs was pretty much dominant for about 3 quarters, and then the fourth quarter collapse, as it's been kind of apropos for the Tigers this entire season. It happened in a big way where, again, Central, outside of where I basically crowned the MVP of that contest, the guy that pretty much put the Indians on his back and did not look, at least carried him into that victory and moving on to the semifinals, was one Carter Labatos. He was both sides of the ball. He's been doing it throughout this entire regular season. Now into the postseason, at least in that quarterfinals matchup, the guy's a beast. And he pretty much said, hey, you guys aren't going to do this, or at least we're not firing on all cylinders. Okay, I'll take care of business. I'll just get it done for you and then some. That was pretty much Carter Lobato, so basically just using his legs, at least on the run game, where, again, Dawson McClear was having a little, at least, struggles, especially early on. Again, Carter Lobatos on both sides of the ball for defense. He was taking care of business. He was getting there, tackles for loss, sacks. He was just all over. Again, he was the guy. He was the main reason why Indians came away with the victory this past Friday, without a doubt. But Central moves on 20-16 over Rock Springs. They will go to the semifinals to await, or at least they will go up on the road to see the Sheridan Broncs, who mightily took care of business against Casper Kelly Walsh. No surprise there, 62-14 in favor of the Sheridan Broncs. But again, a game that we won't have here, but again, we will talk pretty much at least a good amount about previewing this, at least this upcoming Friday, Central versus Sheridan. What you did this past Friday under Coach Mike Apodaca, that Indians team, again, the turnovers, the miscues, where you shouldn't be doing this here at least past the regular season, heading into postseason. You should be a little bit more crisp than what you were putting out on the field this past Friday. If you do it again against Sheridan's a team that's a little bit more talented, a little higher up. Again, don't disrespect the Broncs, without a doubt, on their home turf as well, too. Again, you got to go up to Homer Scott Field. That's a team that's going to make you pay for those turnovers.
Yeah,
that's a team that's going to put their foot on your throat and basically not look behind and go, hey, we're coming away with this victory. We're going back to that state championship.
Coach Maury's got that team pointed in the right direction, as in pointed towards Laramie for a championship date. But here's the deal.
Yeah, let's not forget that Sheridan now, at least with Natrona County, and we'll get to that, the Mustangs now out of the playoffs.
Right.
Again, Sheridan, this is a team that was in it last year.
But didn't win it.
Yeah, didn't win it. But again, it's a good amount of at least student athletes up there for the Broncs that have been there, did it, done it, know what it takes to get to there.
But the thing is, too, with the Sheridan Broncs, Coach Apodaca and his team, besides looking at week 2 of the season.
Week 1.
No, week 2, they had third to base in their first week.
Well, that was week 0.
All right, week 1. Whatever. The second game of the season. Jeez. Here we go again with the Wyoming High School Activity Association's wonderful calendar. Anyway, week 1, game 2. Besides looking at that game field at Risky Field, obviously you want to get some game film from East and Sheridan. I wouldn't want to even look at Kelly Walsh and Sheridan. I would want to take a look at that East game film, because you'll probably learn more, because East is a little more stronger, powerful offense, as well as playing defense a little bit better. And Sheridan knocked the snot out of them up there at Homer Scott Field.
Yeah.
So they need to really buckle down. You're absolutely right. In making mistakes, you can't do that. It's a good thing you did it at home. You got away with it, and you came away with a victory.
Central, without a doubt, got away with it. What happened?
I was worried about that game Friday night when I was
I think
in my
everyone
hotel
should.
room.
I think everyone should have, because, again, you can't disrespect what Rock Springs. Again, that number 6 seeding in front of the Tigers' name was very misleading of how good this team actually was. And, again, we're talking, maybe a play here or there, and Rock Springs could be facing off against Sheridan upcoming this Friday, without a doubt. Again, we're talking a team that had, at half, not a sizable lead, but again, a good lead, but I had worlds of momentum following this Tigers team where Central just did not look the same. They looked like the team of week 0 when they went up to Thunder Basin and just got whipped on by the Bolts. That was a team that did not show up that Friday, or showed up eventually in the fourth, at least midway through the fourth quarter, figured things out, and then got on the board and got it done. Central also, too, does have a slight issue, or at least something to bring up. It was something that we saw early on in that contest where I do believe Bohl at the 2-yard line, fourth and goal for the Indians. Coach Mike Apodaca decided to go for it instead of at least going for the field goal, again, as one Tegan Tippett has had issues with field goals so far here in 2019.
Kicker hasn't.
Yeah, but it is something that you could see that there isn't a whole lot of confidence in the kicking game right now for Central. And again, it was something that I think Chris alluded to and had questions about of why not just go for the points on the board. But it was something that was reaffirmed later on in that contest where, again, they went for the field goal, and it was something that Tegan Tippett did miss another field goal in that contest. So be interested to see what happens coming up at least this Friday between these two of Will. Again, if you get that short yardage situation, again, within the field goal range for Tegan, does Mike Apodaca still approach it as a 4-down territory of we're still going for it no matter what?
Well,
take away those points on the board.
And we saw Coach Mowry. He's not afraid to bring that kicking team out there. So again, if you have opportunities to score once you're inside the red zone, and again, Tippett's leg probably good for about 40 yards. So, if you even get to around...
But again, I'm talking we had a field goal attempt by Tippett.
I understand.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying how strong his leg is. He's about a 40.
Oh, yeah.
His max is about 40 on a normal night. You're going to have normal football conditions, believe it or not. It's going to be a little breezy for Friday. But the weather forecast is going to be mid-50s here. You go to Gillette, it's going to be 60 degrees, and up in Sheridan, I think it's like a few degrees cooler. It's going to be great football weather.
Yeah.
So, when you have the opportunities, and again, when you're playing very good football teams, and let's give Sheridan their due, anytime you have an opportunity to score, don't waste it. And if you're at the 4, the 3, and you got a 4th down, I'd go for the 3.
That's why I bring up that question, because we saw it against Rock Springs. Again, you can get away with it, and you did against this Tigers team. But those missed opportunities, or, again, going for it on 4th and 2, and then you miss on it, and then it equates to a turnover on downs for the Indians. What is going to be the thought process coming up this Friday against Sheridan, where, again, Sheridan is a lot more talented, a tougher team, a team that ramps it up on their home field and ramps it up in the postseason, without a doubt. We've known that for the Bronx existence in Class 4A football. Is it something that Mike Apodaca is going to go of what we saw this past Friday, or is he going to put some faith into one Tegan Tippett and basically say, hey, we need the points. We need all hands on deck. We need every point that we can get.
Well, and again, too, I mean, if you're that confident in your offense, go for it. But also, too, you are going up against a hostile crowd.
Yeah.
And they show up in Sheridan. Trust me, been there, did it, done it. So I know that and we're going to have to do that too when we're in Thunder Basin. And we've had to do that in years past at Gillette, Laramie. You have to take the crowd out of it. Because everybody's going to be a buzz. Your team, you're the home team. Sheridan, and this is nothing foreign for Sheridan to be the home team again in the semifinals. So there's going to be a big crowd out there. If you can take that crowd out of it, turn that thing into, sorry to say this, a funeral chapel where it's quiet, and you can get 3 points, and you take a 3-0 lead. That's gonna make people wonder what the heck's going on here. How come they're leading us 3-0,
Yeah.
whatever.
But
The thing is, though, let me finish on the part here, though. You have to pick your battles wisely. Coach Apodaca has been in the coaching business a long time.
Yeah.
And again, Rock Springs is this caliber. Sheridan is this caliber. And, if you're in that same situation, do you put Tegan Tippett's out there? You're going to have to show some confidence in the junior kicker.
Yeah, without a doubt. But also, too, for these two teams, where, again, Central hosted Sheridan in Week 1, again, game number 2 of 2019 in the regular season. Both teams are vastly different than where they were at the beginning of this year to where they are now. That includes Sheridan, where Sheridan has ramped it up. Again, that 24-14, I do believe, victory by the Broncs over the Indians that we had. Again, don't read too much into that, where could Central be competitive in this contest? Yeah, without a doubt. But you also, too, can't disrespect of what Sheridan can do. Again, a team that is a high-powered offense, 62-14 against Casper Kelly Walsh. They could easily put points on the board like that if they find flaws or weaknesses in that Central High defense. Where, again, Rock Springs was able to. They found a few, at least, open and empty fields, but at least for the Tigers, a few throws were a little underthrown. That could have been 6 points a couple times in that contest against Central. So it's something that Central does have to solidify a few things, focus on at least cleaning up at least both sides of the ball to get ready for Sheridan. Again, Sheridan is that next level, that high. Again, this is where it's gut check time. You can't get away with the miscues and the mental mistakes you had this past Friday, because Sheridan's going to make you pay,
right,
and they're going to embarrass you.
But let me say this, though. Are the 4 best teams ready for the Final Four? Absolutely. And Central deserves to be in that top 4 category.
Yeah.
They are going to be, whether they had Thunder Basin or whether they get Sheridan, which they got Sheridan, they're going to be a different outfit against both of those teams. And again, Sheridan won 28-13, something to that effect. I can't remember the score off the top of my head, but they won down here. That was 8 weeks ago.
Yeah.
All right.
But
Central,
again, Sheridan's a different beast at home.
I understand that. And Boyd's a very good quarterback.
Yeah.
He had a really off day at Cheyenne Central. The point is,
and you got to look out for, I do believe, Kuhn as well too.
Oh, yeah,
what he's doing up there, yeah.
But also, they got to get a great receiver too.
Yeah.
So do we. We got 4. We actually got 5 if you want to lose Lobatos. So Coach Bowery, who has his spread offense, and it's a damn good offense. They just, all he did was, and he's been there even when Don Julian was there. But the point is, it's a great offense. They score a lot of points. Cheyenne Central has that same type of spread offense. And if you get, and this line has gotten a lot better. This offensive line for Cheyenne Central gives McCleary plenty of time to throw the football.
He was hurrying a few times against Rock Springs, but again, Rock Springs bolsters some big boys on that defensive line. But also, too,
it's playoffs, and you got – don't tell me you don't carry a lot of butterflies in your gut either.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So there's adrenaline that's too much sometimes overflowing. Now that they got that one playoff game out of the way, now it's like, okay, now we go up there and we focus on the Broncs. The Broncs aren't as big as Rock Springs. So, again, that offensive line should be able to protect McCleary a lot better. It's a different look than it was 8 weeks ago. We need to take a timeout. We'll focus on East and the Bolts at Thunder Basin when we come back.
What if your bank was more than a bank? What if they gave their resources and the time and talents of their employees to make their community just a little bit better? At Platte Valley Bank, we do just that. Hi, this is Rick Flood, president of Platte Valley Bank, and we are proud to support local events, causes, organizations, and charities that make our area a great place to live. Platte Valley Bank, putting our customers and communities first. Stop in or check us out at pvbank.com.
Family owned and operated Lennox Auto Body, along with the Auto Glass and Detail Center, has been serving our community for over 25 years with quality service and workmanship. So when you want it done right the first time, call Lennox Auto Body at 634-6608 for an appointment. Lennox Auto Body at 1020 Dunn Avenue. And the Auto Glass and Detail Center, remember, it's not clean until it's Lennox clean at 617 East Pershing Boulevard.
Lennox Auto Body. No shortcuts, no compromise.
The team at Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Del Range, directly across from Powers Field and Menards, are proud sponsors of the student-athletes for the 2019-2020 school year for high school and LCCC. Not only do they support the athletes, but they are ready for your next cater-out event, meeting, or gathering. A special thank you to Chick-fil-A and all they do for 1480 KRAE and our sister station KYOI-FM during the year. For more information, call Chick-fil-A at 638-4444.
B&B Appliance and TV has been your locally owned appliance store for 49 years. Not only do we offer several major brands, we also service what we sell. And we have the largest parts department in Laramie County. Next time you're in a big box store, just ask to see their parts and service department. Then come visit the appliance experts at B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Best brands, hometown service.
At Medicap Pharmacy, we concentrate on nothing but your medications and your health. Each location is a locally owned full-service neighborhood pharmacy. We won't make you walk through aisles and aisles of stuff or wait in a long line. Instead, we'll always make time for you by listening, answering your questions, and explaining your prescriptions.
Medicap Pharmacy. We'll always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
We are the key to your cleaning success. The Key People that provides affordable office and professional cleaning services for over 40 years with exceptional customer care. All of our contractors have background checks and are licensed and bonded. We guarantee you a safe and secure service that is tailored to your individual and business needs. The Key People do not impose year-long contracts, and all quotes are free, confidential, and personalized. Call the Key People at 1-800-468-8283. That's 1-800-468-8283.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Well, the wise for today, partly sunny. Expect a daytime high of 42 with a chance for sprinkles this afternoon. For tonight, a chance of light snow flurries, otherwise mostly clear. Our low down to 25 degrees. Tuesday's forecast, sunshine, expected daytime high of 55. Mostly clear Tuesday night with our low down to 26. And for Wednesday, partly sunny. We're calling for a daytime high of 41.
You're listening to Cheyenne's new Sports Talk Authority. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today on AM 1480 KRAE.
That we have for you coming up on 1480 KRAE, and we are very glad that we can bring it to you, unfortunately, only audio-wise, and we'll have our thoughts on that coming up in a little bit. It will be on 1480 KRAE, 101.1 FM, 1480KRAE.com. Thunder Basin, the number one seed, who has been living through at least the upper ranks of Class 4A, living rather luxuriously.
See, I see it another way of that. This is a team that, again, that score indicates something, or at least when I saw how close it was again against Campbell County, again, I don't discredit the Campbells. Look at what they've been doing.
They've improved all season long.
Again, this is a Campbell's team that has worked their way up to getting that kind of respectability.
But they also lost to Casper Kelly Walsh, too.
Again, a lot. There were so many mix-ups in differentials on who lost to who, especially down there in the lower parts of Class 4A.
That, but you know, for the Camels, they could have avoided the number one seed by beating Casper.
But it also, too, again, this was a matchup this Friday between crosstown rivals, Campbell County and Thunder Basin. A lot of emotions on the line. Again, for Campbell County, didn't have to travel a whole lot, at least, to get to Thunder Basin to take on the Bolts. Again, Thunder Basin, I see this more as a team that, does it have flaws, or is it a team that is slow to get going? Yeah, probably. Again, we have not seen the Bolts this season, so again, not at least kind of curious of how this team is kind of operating with at least under head coach Trent Pakula. But for Thunder Basin, I see it more as a team of where we go week in and week out to say that this team is still undefeated in Class 4A.
Right.
It's a team that, in my eye, shows that they know how to come back, get those victories. It's a team
resolve.
I guess that is a fair word to use against the Bolts, but it is a Thunder Basin team that I don't think is tiptoeing lightly, or at least kind of finding luck in these contests. I think it's more of a team that
they don't panic.
They don't panic. If they have adversity, they settle down. They find a way to win the game. It's kind of like a Tom Brady situation of the Patriots of, hey, they may be down, but they're not out.
Yeah, but you know what, Nick? You only can win so many times before the numbers game's going to catch up on you. And that's going to be the numbers on the scoreboard. You get yourself down into a hole, and sometimes, especially when you get into this situation, when you're in the playoffs, sometimes it's hard to dig yourself out of the hole. It gets tougher now. If Campbell County was tough, what do you think the Cheyenne East Thunderbirds are going to be? They're not going to be a pushover.
No, without a doubt. But again, Thunder Basin is not going to be a pushover. Again, Thunder Basin getting the victory earlier on the road against Cheyenne East. Again, it's the same situation with Central going up to Sheridan. Same with East going up to Thunder Basin. It's a different story where, again, you were close on that one. You almost had that victory against the Bolts to hand them their first ever loss in the regular season. You did it at Okie Blanchard Sports Complex. Now you got to travel that 4.5 up to their territory in front of their fans, where, again, just as rabid as just the Sheridan fans, where, again, Gillette is on the same vein of, again, it's a city that rallies around high school athletics, where, again, they show support.
They live and die for high school athletics in the Razors.
And that's what I'm saying is it's pretty much you're going to be fighting that so to speak, 12th man up there in Gillette with the Thunder Basin Bolts, at least fan base. It's going to get loud. You're going to have to take out that crowd. And it's something where, to give you at least some idea of, again, last year is obviously different than what happened this season, or where both East and Thunder Basin are clearly. But again, you go back to last year, the game that we had on the road at Thunder Basin between these two in the regular season, Thunder Basin had no problem taking care of this East High team.
Right.
And again, that was early on in that season where there was, no Graydon Beal out. He was still doing phenomenal things for the Thunderbirds. I guess, yes, he is a year older, year wiser, and we're seeing that he is the top dog in Class 4A as a QB. He's one of the best products.
Chance Miller is a year older. Anderton is a year older.
But it is something that Cheyenne East. So you go off of the small track record, because again, this is the small existence of one Thunder Basin. You go back to last year where a lot of these student athletes with Cheyenne East had that experience of going up there, ran into a very tough, at least realized how tough it was going to win.
Wall, absolutely. But, again, and I've known Chad now for, the 14 seasons he's been the head coach. The thing is, don't give him a second shot at you. Because, again, Chad Goff, along with his staff, but more Coach Goff, is a film guy who breaks things down. He'll look at Thunder Basin Cheyenne East 1. I'm sure he's breaking down film on the Campbell County game to find out what they did to slow down Thunder Basin. This is what I like about Chad Goff. He may not win, but I'll tell you what. You give him a second opportunity to beat you, he may. Go ask Casper Natrona here a few years back. They were the big top dog, and Cheyenne East came up there and beat them. And we went up there last year with Chance Miller at the quarterback when Graydon Buell went down with the injury at Rock Springs. Chance Miller almost took East to the finals last year when we were there against Natrona. And again, Miller had not taken a snap at quarterback all season long.
Yeah.
So again, you give Coach Goff that opportunity to break down the film. Look at game 1 all over again. Look at most recent against Thunder Basin, and the Bolts may have some problems. Like I said, they've been living on the edge.
It's not a complete dominant team. I won't say that, but it is a Thunder Basin Bolts team that
they're very good. I'm not going to take nothing.
They know how to win in any situation. They know, again, they've been through so many close games that it's kind of prepared them for a big-time matchup like this between Cheyenne East on their home turf, of where if it's gut check time of basically back-and-forth offense puts on at least points on the board, Thunder Basin is kind of proving themselves in those close, at least, situations, because they've been through a lot of them here in 2019.
But remember
that they know how to overcome those odds.
Trent Pakula's in his third year. They have not made it to the big dance yet either. 2 years ago, I know, but 2 years ago, they had the boys that all came over from Gillette.
Yeah.
From Campbell County High School. That was a team that was going to get them there. Didn't do it.
Yeah.
Last year, they exited early as well. There's a possibility.
Well, they made it to this point last year. Again, they didn't exit early because they took care of
they weren't
Central
in
early on.
That's what I'm saying. They weren't in Laramie.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the point. With the East Thunderbirds, I'm glad we're doing this game, and nothing against the Central Sheridan game because I think that's also going to be entertaining as well. I think this one, from the time that we call the opening kickoff until the final gun, we don't know who's going to win that one. I really believe it's going to be that close. I think this one is going to be a nail biter for either team.
I don't feel that either or is going to blow out each other, or again, it's going to be a 35-14 of what we saw with East versus
I would
County.
I would be shocked, and again, I've called a lot of football
I would
games.
assume this is going to be another low-scoring affair for Thunder Basin and East, where at least what you saw early on.
I disagree. I think both teams can put it in the end zone. I think there could be a lot of points scored. I think the night is going to be a good night for football. Again, we've seen East on what we call fair nights. They put a lot of points on the board.
Yeah, but this is an East team that, just like as we're breaking down with Cheyenne Central, again, without seeing what happened this past Friday there at Oakey Blanchard, again, as we were over at Cheyenne Central, but with this East High team of what we know through the regular season, it has its flaws too. It's had its issue with penalties.
They're a killer.
Miscues as well too. Graydon Buell, yes, he might have at least number one stats in Class 4A. He is the top QB passer in this state. But he's had questionable, at least, plays. He's
mistake prone,
without a doubt.
Yeah.
So again, it is an East team that is not perfect either, and it's an East team that, if Thunder Basin finds those flaws, can take advantage as well too. Kind of like what I'm saying with Sheridan and Central, where Sheridan's, if they smell blood in the water, they're gonna take it full control. They're gonna go right after.
And the key for East is RPO, their run pass option. That is going to be the key. Buell is going to have to belly that ball to Anderton and pull it out and find Miller. But again, what we have seen through the course of the year and the growth, not the development, but the growth of one Jackson Hesford, number 2 for the East High Thunderbirds, he is going to be your key element in this ball game. Not taking anything away from Ox Schroeder. Not taking anything away from. I know Michael has been injured and he's been on and off the field. But again, Anderton, the offensive line has got to get that run game going. Buell, he may have to take off on the giddy up as well,
which he can, and he's not afraid to do without a doubt. But
you're going to have to keep. You're going to have to keep that defense on their toes.
Yep.
Does East offensive line match up well with the Bolts? Absolutely.
They had their struggles in that contest, but
they still match up well.
Yeah, it wasn't anything that they were dominating or Buell was just getting knocked down left and right. But again, for Central and East, the main theme for this Friday is, yes, you saw both of these teams at home. Again, both of those contests were very close. Without a doubt, again, for both Central and East, you had shots at winning that, if not beating, again, for Central beating Sheridan at Risky. East had the opportunity to take care of business without letting it slip away from their hands against Thunder Basin and Oakey Blanchard Sports Complex. But the main theme for this Friday for both Cheyenne schools is you got to go up to their territory, where it's a hell of a lot different than seeing these teams in your own territory and having those opportunities. Again, it steps up that much. It becomes that much more difficult now being on the road in front of those fan bases that are rabid, without a doubt. Again, for Gillette and Sheridan, they come out in full force. They're going to be loud.
Yeah.
They're going to be in your face. It's something that you got to quiet them down. It's what we're seeing, upcoming for the Wyoming Cowboys of, hey, you got to go to the blue turf where not a whole lot of people win. Not a whole lot of opposing teams go up there to Albertson Stadium and take care of business. You got to take out that crowd immediately if you want a shot at that.
Well, and again, too, and again, I don't know what Michael I's status is the last couple of weeks. I know he was injured. Rail came in, and he's another poker chip for you, who's again, where Buell's not afraid to get the ball. What I like about Graydon Buell, as I do Dawson McCleary, and I think we have some great quarterbacks here in this city. They distribute the ball well. Miller is his favorite target. Let's go there. But when he's double teamed, He gets over to Hesford. Rail has been really good in the clutch. You look over at McCleary. McCleary goes to the Storbows.
I would say that Central has more of different, again, where you can't spotlight a piece like you could at East with Miller, where, again, you can go, at least you can kind of have a solid answer about that of going, yes, he more than not is going to receive a football from one grade in Buell. If you look at Central, though, with Dawson McCleary, again, you have the options of both the twins of Storbo. Again, you could go to Labatos. You could go to Andrew Johnson. You could go to, again, you have
Nathaniel Talich.
Yeah, with Talich as well, too. You have 5 different entities where, again, Coach Apodaca has been very good about doing that, of not putting a spotlight or putting pressure on one guy. No, it's everyone's getting their looks. Everyone's getting a touch. Everyone's getting a catch. And it kind of puts that little confusion on, all right, who's it going to go to next? Where for East, I think that's just a slight Achilles heel. They do, again, as you mentioned, with Hesford, with all the other pieces that they have, again, Rail. But it is something that Miller's kind of that number one guy, though, where if you shut him down, East, as we saw in a few other contests, it gets it a little interesting. Especially again, we go back to that East Rock Springs game where they shut down at least one main target. East had difficulty. They had to figure out what was the next plan, and executing that plan was, at least it took some time to realize, okay, our main guy is no longer available here.
Well, but also, too, again, when we had East last, Miller was drawing everybody. I mean, anybody in the secondary was on.
That's what I'm saying.
And who stepped up? Jackson Hesford.
Yeah.
So, again, Buell's got the same type of weaponry as they have over at Cheyenne Central. He's got.
I'm just saying. More the offense is more randomized, so to speak, with Central, of where anyone on that field can get that touch.
But
again, that includes Labatos.
Is more used out of the backfield than Labatos is. So again, Labatos is your fifth receiver. He's your dump off receiver. Okay, but with Anderson, he's actually in the patterns.
Yeah.
So, again, I think Buell has a little more weaponry to his availability. Like I said, I'm looking forward to this. Again, both teams, I would hope one of them, if not both, come away with victories. I hope that we are over in Laramie next Saturday afternoon to bring you a state championship game. It is East the front runner to beat Thunder Basin? No. Is Central the front runner to beat Sheridan? No. But you know what? Friday.
Both of them have a good shot, without a doubt. If Central solidifies and becomes a team that we've seen in the past couple weeks, again, a team that was on that 4-game winning streak, without a doubt, Central could take care of business and move on to that state championship, at least, game coming up next Saturday. East, they're a good outfit. Let's not kid ourselves again. East, all they need to do is just clean up the penalties, clean up some of the miscues and the mental mistakes that they have. And, yeah, they could compete with Thunder Basin. We already know that they compete with Thunder Basin. They had that win and just let it slip through their fingers.
And what you said about Central on Friday, hey, good time to get that out of your system. Yeah. Get rid of it now. Go up to Sheridan. You need to play the perfect game. Is that still in their arsenal? Absolutely. And, again, you look at the defensive side for Central. Bullock. I mean, the guy has just been an animal. Labatos.
He was quiet, at least. It took him a while in Friday's game to get
Nate Lundberg, you look at Kostelecki.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, these guys have just grown. That would be the word.
The guy who stepped up, that, again, a name that we've not mentioned a lot, or at least we've mentioned the last name a few times. That's just because of his brother. But one, at least Jackson, at least Labatos, again, Carter Labatos is at least brother. Again, a freshman nonetheless. He was the guy that stepped up this past Friday, and we'll be interested to see if he gets some more play time against Sheridan of what he did against Rock Springs, where, again, it was, as I dubbed them, the Labadai brothers. They stepped up for Central. Again, I expect big things coming up, at least out of, again, not only just Carter, but we'll see what happens with Jackson of will they step up again for Central and again, carry that team on their back, so to speak, to get them to Laramie as your number 3 seed.
Well, and again, like I said, as I come back after being gone for a week, I'm excited for these semifinals. I was worried Friday night because, again, Casper Natrona You never know about that team. Harshman has done it many times.
Rock Springs was the team that had, out of every matchup this past Friday, Rock Springs was that, I think alluded to on that pregame show on Friday of this is a Rock Springs team where it has that trap game kind of feel of where, okay, they are the lower seed. They had to travel across the state to come play against Cheyenne Central, the late night contest. Again, it was the only game on Friday that was at 7, not 6. So, again, a little later in the evening for the Tigers. But it had that feeling that Rock Springs, again, you couldn't look into that number 6 seeding in front of their name. It's a team that's a lot better than what that number indicates. And it had that feeling early on through about a good 2.5 quarters that Tigers team should have won that game.
We felt the same way against Cheyenne East.
Yeah.
We felt that could have been a trap game. We heard a lot of good things about Coach Lenhart's team, and again, we saw the one injury.
They gave it to at least the Rock Springs to both Central and East. They gave it their all.
Yeah, they had East reeling, but also too, they had Thunder Basin on the ropes. They're at Rock Springs. I mean, this is a team that
2020 they're going to be really good.
They depending on the graduations, though. Again, they're graduating.
I'm confident more in Mark Lenhart. Again, you look what he did at Torrington.
I understand, but he's graduated the big boys this year.
Yeah,
and that's going to be some big losses because those guys we saw them. They're huge. They are collegiate type of ball players.
You don't think out in Sweetwater County they don't have more of those in the line at least upcoming for out there in Rock Springs?
I'm hoping not. We'll be happy if they're not coming to Rock Springs. We bring them down here to East or Central or South. All right, we do need to take another timeout. We got the timeout.
Yeah,
ready
we got
to go?
timeout.
All right, and then we'll come back. We got another county team that's going to be moving on to the
we still have plenty of high school football.
Yeah,
time.
and matter of fact, they put a whooping on the Big Piney Punchers. We'll be right back after these words.
Cheyenne Regional Medical Center is now the first and only hospital in Wyoming to provide the DAT scan and Exhuman medical imaging procedures. DAT scan is non-invasive and offers more accuracy when diagnosing Parkinson's disease. The Exhuman tests men who have previously had prostate cancer, allowing physicians to see if a patient's prostate cancer has returned. Cheyenne Regional is committed to diagnosing patients faster so they can receive quick and accurate treatment. To see if these medical imaging procedures are right for you, please talk to your current healthcare provider.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
If it happens on the diamond, the hardwood, the field, or even the ice, we'll talk about it on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Hi, this is Nick Peretti inviting you to join Larry Peretti and myself each weekday from 3 to 5 p.m. as we, along with our special guests, talk sports locally, regionally, and nationally. And you can chat with us too at 307-514-1071. It's Wyoming Sports Talk today only on 1480 KRAE, and you can stream live with us at 1480krae.com.
From family-owned and operated Riverbend Nursery and Stone Company, they would like to simply say thank you for your continued support. They are thankful this year, as in years past, for your friendship as well as business. Coming soon, please check out the beautiful selection of fresh-cut Christmas trees and wreaths, plus there's always great gift ideas inside the spacious gift center. Sincere thanks and wonderful holiday wishes from your friends at Riverbend Nursery and Stone Company on Yellowstone Road in North Cheyenne. First Tier Bank strives to remain competitive and offers some of the best CD rates in the community, as well as area banks and credit unions per Rate Watch reports. How does that make a difference to you? First Tier Bank can assist you in securing some of the best rates on CDs. First Tier Bank offers the personalized customer service you've grown accustomed to and deserve. Plus, feel confident that your finances are taken care of by a responsible, knowledgeable staff. Call 307-632-3500 and ask for Caitlin or Debbie. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome to the biggest thing in tacos since tacos. Introducing the Taco Perfecto from Taco John's. That's right, we said it. Perfecto. That's Spanish for perfect. We redesigned it with an aerodynamic shell to give you the best bite every bite. Choose between seasoned to perfection beef, chili lime chicken, or upgrade to hand-carved sirloin steak. Sure, it was hard to perfect, but it's easy to eat. The Taco Perfecto from Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Otherwise, for today, partly sunny. Expect a daytime high of 42 with a chance for sprinkles this afternoon. For tonight, a chance of light snow flurries. Otherwise, mostly clear. Our low down to 25 degrees. Tuesday's forecast, sunshine. Expected daytime high at 55. Mostly clear Tuesday night with our low down to 26. And for Wednesday, partly sunny. We're calling for a daytime high of 41.
Tired of lazy and predictable sports talk radio? We know you are. This is Cheyenne's new sports radio home. It's Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Back on Wyoming Sports Talk Today. Hey, congratulations going out to the Burns Bronx, the East number 2 seed, as they will match up Friday afternoon. So 1 o'clock's kickoff.
Yeah.
1 o'clock as they will take on the Mountain View Buffaloes. They are the number 1 seed out of the West.
Do you know where Mountain View is located at?
In Wyoming.
All right, fair enough. I don't know either.
You don't know? I thought you did.
No. Either way, though, Burns will be on the road after, again, moving on to the Class at least 2A semifinals after defeating pretty handily Big Piney there in Burns, 57-6.
Oh, they knocked snot out of the puncher.
Here's the troubling thing, though, is you look at who they'll face against, again, Mountain View, the number 1 seed there in Class 2A, at least on the west side of things. They took care of business handily against Wheatland, 72-0. So it's two teams that can put up points on the board without a doubt. It's going to be could it be an old-fashioned shootout coming up this Friday, 1 p.m. between Burns and Mountain View? Only time will tell. But again, it shows some confidence in Coach Brad Morrison's team that yes, they can keep pace with a Mountain View team that did what they did this past Friday against Wheatland. So looking forward to that matchup. Speaking of which, with Coach Brad Morrison, we will have him live on the show coming up at least tomorrow here on Wyoming Sports Talk Today. We'll talk about this Burns Bronx team and, again, what they're doing this season, especially this postseason, of something that's kind of a little historic right now for the Burns Bronx.
Mm-hmm. Well, and again, Mountain View, those that don't know, west, some 300 and plus miles near Fort Bridger. That's in Uintah County near Evanston. That's how far the travel is for the Burns Bronx. Again, they got the Mountain View Buffaloes.
So again, that's an early morning trip as well too. Again, getting on that bus.
Yeah, if you have a 1 o'clock game, that's a minimum 4 hour plus ride.
Yeah, so at least, again, we'll talk more about that.
More like 5 hours.
But either way, we'll talk more about that matchup coming up tomorrow with Coach Morrison and talk about his Burns Bronx team as they make it to the Class 2A semifinals. So, again, right now as it stands here in Laramie County, again, you got Central East on the 4A side of things. Class 2A Burns Bronx moving on to the semifinals. Again, no Pine Bluffs. Again, they were eliminated, or at least they did not make it to the postseason. Right. And same with Cheyenne South. So 3 out of the 5 here in the county have moved on to the semis, where, again, again, I'll say all 3 have a good shot of making it to Laramie coming up next Saturday to compete for the state at least title.
The other game will have the Buffalo Bison. They will take on the Thermopolis. We'll match up against Thermopolis. And then Class 3A, we didn't get to that. Star Valley, the Braves will host Jackson, and the Cody Bronx will have the Powell Panthers in Class 3A. Real quick here before we get to the top of the hour, and matter of fact, we're at the top of the hour, want to mention that we will have Coach Craig Bohl's press conference. Not going to like what you're going to hear in the early get-go of that press conference. Some bad news for the Cowboys, and I'll leave it at that. But Nick has going on right now. Matter of fact, I jumped in on this too, wanting our opinion.
It's not an opinion basically. It is just blatantly. It's a petition.
It's a petition, but again, they also throw some.
We might want to come
on
out at the top of the hour to spend more time on that after the scoreboard to talk about that, because it might be, again, to talk about links and everything about it. But I would recommend that to just.
All right. Yeah. Well, let's get into that. It's a situation that developed here, especially. With us, and we need your help. We need your assistance, and not cash. I mean, we'll take cash, but it's not cash affiliated. We'll be right back with hour number 2 after this.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Also being heard on translator K266CC Cheyenne at 101.1 FM.
What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
Hour number 2 of Wyoming Sports Talk Today. We got a big scoreboard, so I'm going to blast through this real quick here. No disrespect to our great sponsors, but again, get a chance, stop on by, and enjoy what they offer at Mondello's Pizzeria. 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons. They're open Monday through Sunday. Sundays noon until 8. First Tier Bank right across the street, open Monday through Friday at 1508 Stillwater Avenue. Lennox Auto Body over on Dunn Avenue, the Auto Glass and Detail Center over on Pershing Boulevard. Remember, it's not clean until it's Lennox clean, part of Lennox Enterprises. B&B Appliance and TV at 714 Central Avenue. Check out the showroom at B&B Appliance and TV, and next door, it's their service center. Remember, they service what they sell at B&B Appliance and TV. Medicap Pharmacy, for all your pharmaceutical needs. Yes, you could find them. Same location as always, Bluegrass Circle next door to Texas Roadhouse. Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Del Range, directly across from Powers Field and Menards, open Monday through Saturday. Served up 3 delicious squares. Dine in. Use the 2 convenient drive-thrus if you're in a hurry. Check out Ray and Cindy's Place, Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Del Range. Platte Valley Bank times 2. The east side location, corner of College and Pershing, and the original location over on Vanda High. Kia of Cheyenne on Nation Way. Kick a few tires, take a test drive. The Kias sell themselves. All the guys got to do over there, and I don't mean this in any disrespect, all they got to do is just do the paperwork, because the cars, man, I'll tell you what, there's a great lineup of Kias for you right now. 19's got to go. 20s are arriving. Hell, the 20s need to go as well, too. See my good buddy AJ and the crew over at Kia Cheyenne on Nation Way. And we want to thank all of our Taco John's locations. South Greeley Highway, at the corner of Pershing and Ridge, Del Range and Ridge on Yellowstone, and of course downtown on KRAE Avenue. Delicious Taco John's eats and treats always await you. Taco John's of Cheyenne. And we get things underway. Scoreboard time is brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. Here's Nick.
Looking at LCCC athletics from this past weekend, we'll start on men's basketball side of things, where they got the split in the Golden Eagle tip-off shootout, where their victory was against Utah State Eastern on Saturday, 84-82. So again, LCCC starting out this season, they are 1-1. LCCC women's volleyball, they were on the road, at least in the regular season, at Sheridan and Northwest, where they got victories on both of those contests. For LCCC women's volleyball, they moved to 10-22 overall. Again, they will have a Region 9 tournament matchup coming up this Wednesday, 8 a.m. at Northeastern Junior College, as they will take on Lamar Community College. LCCC women's soccer on the road in Denver, Colorado, competing in the Region 9 tournament in semifinal and final matchups. Semifinal, where they got at least business taken care of against Sheridan College, where it ended at least in regular time, a tie 0-0, but LCCC did win on penalty kicks. Sunday's contest against Gillette College, unfortunately for LCCC women's soccer, that is a loss for them, as they lost 1-0. So LCCC women's soccer, overall, including the postseason, they're 14-1-2. They dropped to the number 6 seed in NJCAA polling. They also to await a at-large bid in the national tournament. And last but not least, for LCCC men's soccer, we're at least competing down in Metro State, down in Denver, Colorado as well in their Region 9 at least tournament. Semifinal matchup against Western Nebraska, where they took care of business 4-0 against the Cougars, and Sunday's final game against Otero Junior College, where LCCC won that as well 3-2. So congratulations to head coach Vince Gibson and his Golden Eagles, where they are your Region 9 champions. They are 15-3 overall, and they have moved up in the top 20 of the at least men's poll. And again, they will have the district at least matchup coming up at sometime this week here in town, before at least hopefully getting to the national tournament. So that's what's happening for LCCC athletics. NHL action for tonight. Boston Bruins at home at the TD Garden, hosting the Pittsburgh Penguins. In Madison Square Garden in New York City, the New York Rangers hosting the Ottawa Senators. Red Wings of Detroit will take on the Nashville Predators. And last but not least, the Arizona Coyotes will travel up north across the border. They'll see the Edmonton Oilers. That's what's happening in NHL action for tonight.
How about high school football?
High school football, we will have coming up this Friday semifinal action in Class 4A with Cheyenne East, the number 4 seed. They'll be on the road at number 1 Thunder Basin Bolts. Again, this game happening this Friday. 6 o'clock is the kickoff. 5:20-ish pregame show here on 1480 AM, 101.1 FM. 1480KRAE.com is where you can only hear that content.
The LCCC Lady Golden Eagles soccer team lost the day that time stood still. Man,
but
that was a hard one. That's a hard one to just even think about that they actually lost.
But we will, at some point in time this week, talk with head coach Jim Garner about at least the regular season and also to the postseason, and also to talk about his 250th win that he got over the weekend.
Yes. All right, let's go to the National Football League at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. It is an NFC least battle between the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. Okay, let's go to the NBA. Let's see what's happening in the NBA. Something's got to be better. Pistons at the Wizards at the Cap One Arena. Pelicans at the Nets in the Barclays Center. Rockets and the Grizz in the FedEx Forum. It will be the Bucks and the T-Wolves in the Target Center. The 76ers and the Suns in the Talking Stick Resort Arena. It's not looking too good here for hoops tonight. That will be later on, and late night tonight, about 8:30. It will be in the Chase Center. The Walking Wounded, the Golden State Warriors. Ouch, 1-5. This is just so painful to even talk about. They will entertain the Portland Trail Blazers. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
At Mountain Dew, we say here's to the doers.
The people who know you gotta do what you gotta do.
Who do it big.
Then do it bigger.
Who don't just watch.
So if there's something you want to do,
here's a little advice.
Grab yourself an ice-cold Mountain Dew.
And get to it.
That's right. Get going.
Get started.
Stand up.
Jump up.
Grab hold of it.
Throw down on it.
Run with it.
Now. Right now.
Not tomorrow.
Not next week.
Next month.
Next year.
Work it out.
Grind it out.
Get stoked.
Get passionate.
And do it.
Do it till it hurts.
Do it till you can't.
Do it till you've done it.
And most of all, don't ask how other people do it.
Don't ask how you should do it.
Don't ask if it can be done.
Don't ask if it's ever been done.
Because there are those who don't.
And those who do.
At Mountain Dew, we say,
let's do.
Let's do.
Let's do.
Let's do.
Do the do.
Got something to say? Then get it off your chest right now. Phone lines are open at 307-514-1071. Make your opinion count and call the show. Wyoming Sports Talk today.
We are back on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Still to come, the press conference from head coach Craig Bohl of the University of Wyoming Cowboys. We had the bye weekend last weekend as they prepare for the Boise State Broncos at the Smurf Turf at Albertson Stadium this Saturday night on ESPN.
Yeah, the prime time slot.
This is a big payday for the Cowboys. Oh, by the way.
Yeah, it's a big payday, but also, too, it's a big game where, again, you look at this past weekend with Boise State taking on San Jose State. Boise is a team that looks very beatable right now, without a doubt. They are not that top dog team.
On the Smurf Turf, though,
they've shown their flaws. Again, I go back to that Marshall game where they barely beat at least the Herd up, at least in Boise. So let's be honest. Again, Boise is very beatable right now, even as they sit, I think, number 21 ranked in the nation. This is a big matchup that has a lot on the line, so to speak, especially for that Mountain Division title, especially for the Cowboys, who are still within the thick of things, who possibly get into the Mountain West Championship game. We'll see.
Well, we'll talk more about that after the press conference that we hear from Coach Craig Bohl. Now, getting back to, and I'm going to comment a little bit on this before we get really hot and heavy, but we do need your support. We have a petition going around, so again, it's not going to cost you anything. You know, all we ask is that you join us in this petition. Now, we are not allowed, and I'm really, as I think about it more and more, Nick, I'm getting more and more really PO'd about this, simply for the fact I remember the days when radio would be covering all of the games, and then all of a sudden television would sneak in for the state championship.
Yeah.
And everybody had to, make way for the TV, and we had to do we had to work around their schedule.
Yeah.
And it was like, where were you guys at the beginning of the year? How come you weren't tromping through the snow and the ice?
All right. This is not the same vein as what you're saying.
But I'm just saying, us broadcasters, we were with these teams all year long. You come, sneaking into the back door and doing one, a weekend while we're there all season long with these kids, and then with the advent of high technology, and to your credit, you convinced Pops here to fork out a few bucks and say, hey, this is what we like to do to better our product. So we offered radio as well as live streaming, which would be
video live stream, yeah.
Video live streaming through Periscope via Twitter and on Facebook. And again,
how about YouTube?
Excuse me, YouTube. But the thing is, all of a sudden now we are barred from doing the video live stream. Even though
this is nothing new, though. Again,
I understand that, it's like all of a sudden now the National Federation of High Schools takes over everything. They are the supreme law. And the Wyoming High School Activity Association bows down to them like, oh, we can't do this. Because if you go to every venue now in Class 4A,
and some in 3A too.
I
have no idea what all they encompass.
Everybody video live streams their games.
Yeah.
Without the commentary.
Without commentary, again, not saying that our product is perfect as well too, but again,
and we're not the greatest thing since sliced
bread.
But
again, NFHS, where again they do charge you about $10.99 a month, or again at least $70 a year for a product. Where again, even this past weekend, as it was showcasing off Class 4A regional, at least volleyball, it had its errors. Where again, we got miscalculations of scores on the board. Again, a 7-set series of women's volleyball. Sorry, that's not a thing. Again, it's shown issues, and it's something that people in Wyoming, when it comes to playoffs, whether it is volleyball, football, basketball, soccer, whatever it may be that the NFHS is broadcasting, at least in the postseason, people have been vocal about it, of saying, hey, why are we paying this where we're not getting the bang for our buck?
Basically, they say they suck.
Yeah.
And that's the easiest way to put it. So I have, and here's where I'm really PO'd, because we had heard a way to go back door,
and from a reliable source. And
I'm not gonna put anybody out there, and how much it was going to cost.
Yeah. At least to do the rights fee for the postseason.
And we actually had a sponsor who said, yeah, we would love for you guys to do that. They appreciated what we did.
Yeah, where we would foot up at least the monies to get the rights to broadcast during the postseason. Again, it was per game, as we had an understanding, but it was something that we would not charge any folks. Again, we had the sponsorship at least taken care of. So, again, we could bring that video live stream of the postseason, again, completely free on those avenues, whether it was Periscope, YouTube as well, too, for Cheyenne Central, Cheyenne East. And, again, that was football. And also, too, we were looking into high school basketball, whether it was regionals or state tournament, too.
Now, we do this all season long. And
season, yeah.
No, we do this all season long for men's and women's basketball at LCCC.
Yeah.
And including postseason. Now, I have sent not one, but 2 emails to the commissioner of the Wyoming High School Activities Association, first asking him to if it would be okay. Here's what, I explained everything to him.
Here's our understanding. Here's what we thought we could do. And is that, again, basically just getting his approval of, hey, you should know what's going on.
Give us your blessing, and we're ready to go. Never received a response. I got the 2 emails there. No, I'm not even going to read them. And I sent a second email. As a matter of fact, I sent the email prior to me leaving, going to Phoenix, saying, hey, what's the deal?
Yeah.
Not a response back.
And we exhausted all avenues, including the NFHS's at least board of directors.
We talked to a board of director here in Wyoming. And again, the commissioner from the Wyoming High School Activities Association, and I don't care if Ron Laird ever comes on this program again, to me that is disrespectful to me for not responding to any one of my emails and to skirt the issue, because, again, he knows.
Unless that's basically again, in my
head in the sand.
In my opinion of, hey, I don't know what's really the truth. And again, if that's the case, then Should you be taking care of rest of activities in athletics here in the state of Wyoming? I don't know.
Well, and here's the deal. And whether we ever stream another game again, high school, don't know.
Yeah.
Because if they're going to take it over, then you better put a damn good product out. Because we get people that complain that your presentations are not good. And we got people from all over the country and the world, Nick, that watch our live streams.
Who were also too disappointed that made their voice at least pretty vocal this past week of saying, hey.
I saw those.
Yeah, unfortunately, where we had to say, hey, we can't video live stream due to this. Well, we had a few folks in Missouri saying, hey, we have some grandsons on that team that we want to watch, but unfortunately we can't make it out because, again, we're in Missouri.
But, again, not even having the courtesy to respond to my emails, you've already made me angered towards you.
But anyways, again,
let me finish here. So what Nick asked me last night, or presented to me last night, said, "Hey, Dad, this is what we're going to do."
Well, this is something that at least talked with,
sense.
Even with our broadcast partner Chris Polton, who again is in agreement with us, and again kind of close into like the athletic working of what he does here in the city of Cheyenne and throughout the state, where again it was just kind of us all meeting to head, so to speak, and just discussing of what was our option, what was the possibilities, and just how do we make our voices heard to the Activities Association, if not the NFHS network as well, too, of saying, hey, stop monopolizing this situation.
You're not that good.
And let us have a shot to compete with you.
So anyway, Nick got a petition going, and thank you to Nick for doing that. And this is what we're asking you to join forces with us and sign the petition.
Or at least just give your signature.
Well, yeah, just sign your name to it. You don't have to spend any cash on this, because we want to show, first off, the bullies, the Wyoming High School Activities Association, that, hey, you're not that good.
Boy, I'd say more so. Well, yeah, in the NFHS network.
Yeah, but the Wyoming High School, I bet you if we went to the NFHS, they would say, that's up to each individual state. And obviously, since Ron Laird, the commissioner, won't respond to my emails, obviously he's got something to hide, because he won't come out of hiding.
You would assume so. In your opinion, yeah.
And I call him out on this program right now, because I would read the emails. They're very nice emails. There's nothing like, hey, we're going to do it or else.
Yeah, it was pretty much of, hey, what is our options? We heard this. Can we do this?
I read them back to you, and I set them off.
Yeah, without a doubt. But again, all we're trying to do with this petition, and again, it's not just for us at KRAE. Again, there's other entities, again, whether it is the Crosstown, at least broadcasting entity that at least used to, if not will still possibly in the future, again, live stream. Again, there's others in Class 3A, 2A. Again, Evanston does, Stark Valley does. Again, they compete where they've been kind of put on the kibosh. We'll even give at least a little shout out to the Bison Network that does their things, where again they are also too under this at least restrictions by the NFHS, where they would not be able to. If Bison Athletics made it onto the postseason, they would not be able.
We're under a total blackout.
Yeah.
And I'm talking on the live stream, not the audio portion. But again, we're part of the future, and radio has to grow like everything else. We just can't sit on our laurels anymore.
Well, it's something that you got to become multimedia. Look at the paper, look at us, look at what TV does against social media. Again, it's an evolving nature where it is something that the Activities Association, the NFHS network needs to realize of, hey, you got others around you that are going to put on better product, who are also too going to offer a free alternative that to folks out here who may not be able to afford $70 a year to pay for a few games here and there, or don't want to pay $10 a month out of their pocket where they're already paying off of other bills and just for, again, an excess to watch one game on a Friday night.
It's our service we offer.
Yeah.
And again, and we're proud to do it. Again, especially with the basketball. Matter of fact, if you look at our coaches over there, Brian Ortmeyer at LCCC, along with Coach Ficca, they're very appreciative that we started doing that here a couple seasons back when we first picked up LCCC. That is great for them from recruiting. And for these young men and women, too, they actually could put their little game tapes together and ship them off, possibly move on to that 4-year school. So, again,
and it gives those folks, whoever are recruiting around the nation, again, JUCOs, D3s, D1s, D2s, whatever it may be, again, to pop into that live stream to just check out of what's going on here, or go back to those game films of whatever we do carry here on 1480 KRAE. But again, it's not
it's all archived.
The basis of the petition is not for our benefit, it's for the benefit across the state and for high school athletics in the state of Wyoming, where, again, to get away from this postseason monopoly, where, again, postseason it's where it matters. So, like, obviously, again, that's going to garner a lot of attention. You want to see who's going to come on top, and, again, have that opportunity to watch those if you're unable to. Like, for instance, again, for East High fans that are not going to make that 4.5-hour trip up north to Gillette, barring if there was weather, or, again, it's a late-night game, or, hey, I got something else going on, we could give you that opportunity, again, as a free alternative to what is the network offering right now with their kind of postseason monopoly. So, again, it's not for our benefit. It's for the state of Wyoming. It's for media outlets across the state to have their voices heard, have that option to compete with this network, to not have that monopoly on high school athletics anymore.
And don't forget our roots, radio. And radio is cool. You can listen to it because you know what? We're going to set the scene. It's theater of the mind when we're calling the game for you. But, you know, we were able to go to that next level, to the 21st century, and be a part of this multimedia, like you said. And all of a sudden it gets stripped away from us because of their rules and regulations.
And who knows how ironclad that contract is that they sign between the activities.
Well, they also forget the schools, too. This is what kind of really upsets me. I'm a taxpayer. So those stadiums that you built, you know, on school grounds, comes out of my mill levy that I pay. And I don't pay one mill levy, Nick. I pay two. I pay from the radio station here, and I pay as a property owner. So, you know, again, I'm not too thrilled about being monopolized by, and again, I know the NFHS is going to turn their back on us and say, well, it's up to each individual state. So the Wyoming High School Activities Association, which I've written to,
well, again, all
has not even responded.
All the NFHS
they're gutless. That's gutless.
Yeah, but all you can equate to the NFHS is, again, they're a corporate entity where, again, they're going to have their corporate answers, and, again, they're going to put on, hey, they're going to have that monopoly because, again, they found workarounds, or, again, they have that all-intrusive power over the Activities Association, over the state of Wyoming, over the high schools, or whatever it may be. But, again, long-winded of what we're talking about here with this petition. Again, it is online on our social media sites, whether it's at Twitter, again, where it's pinned at top of all these pages. Again, on Twitter, at Nick Weil Sports is where you can find at least the Twitter side of things. On Facebook, whether it is facebook.com/1480KRAE, or also, too, pinned at the top of facebook.com/Weil Sports Talk. Again, it's on 1480 KRAE's Facebook page, Wyoming Sports Talk Today, Facebook page, and also, to my Twitter page as well. So, again, 3 different ways.
It's on my Facebook page, too.
Yeah, my personal page as well. So, again, there's a multitude of ways to find this petition out there. Folks have been sharing. Folks already have been signing it. Again, it does not cost anything. It is simply, we're just asking for your signature, and, again, your voice to be heard, to at least allow us and others across the state to compete, give you a free alternative to watch high school athletics, whether it is volleyball, basketball, soccer, football. Again, we want to bring that opportunity, again, a free product and more, and then some with that, to your living room, or however you view those contests, again, throughout the regular season, postseason.
And with every signature, I give you my guarantee it won't fall on deaf ears, because now I will toot my horn, and I will be on these guys, because, again, you know where their main office is at? Casper. You know how many radio stations cover football and basketball in Casper?
0.
Bupkis.
Yeah.
So you should be ashamed up there at the Wyoming High School Activities Association. You should be ashamed for not allowing a local property as ours, or anybody's, you know, that you want us to watch off a camera that is behind the play, or at least on top of the play.
Yeah.
So, and I'm even more disappointed that they won't even let us. What did I say? Where you have to upload it after the game, where they would.
We wouldn't be able to black screen it where it was just audio only. Again, we can't upload it at a later date. It was basically you had no options except for just doing the radio as is. So that's just kind of where we're at with that. But again, that's all we're asking is just to sign the petition, get your voices out there, be heard, and it's something that the Activities Association and also to the NFHS network is aware of. Again, I've tagged them, and again, they are aware of what is going on here. And again, once that petition, or at least, signatures has sufficed, again, we'll send that off to one Commissioner Laird to say, hey, you need to address this immediately. Here's what's going on here in your state with high school athletics. Things need to change.
All right, we need to take a timeout. Sign the petition. We will come back, and we will have Coach Craig Bohl's press conference from today as the Pokes get ready for Boise State. Those words coming up right here on 1480 KRAE.
At Platte Valley Bank, we love to see our customers come through the door. Well, we know life can be busy and you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking products with features such as bill pay, recurring transfers, mobile deposit, and now digital wallet. At Platte Valley Bank, you can manage your money how you want, when you want. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC. The team at Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Delrange, directly across from Powers Field and Menards, are proud sponsors of the student athletes for the 2019-2020 school year for high school and LCCC. Not only do they support the athletes, but they are ready for your next cater-out event, meeting, or gathering. A special thank you to Chick-fil-A and all they do for 1480 KRAE and our sister station KYOI-FM during the year. For more information, call Chick-fil-A at 638-4444. MHP is a certified public accounting and consulting firm located in both Cheyenne and Fort Collins, offering accounting, tax, and consulting services to businesses, not-for-profit, government, and individual clients. MHP takes pride in their commitment to providing close, personal attention to their clients. They also continue to invest time and resources in continuing education, state-of-the-art computer technology, and valuing their relationships with you. MHP is a proud supporter of local and UW athletics. MHP, 314 West 18th Street, or call 634-2151.
B&B Appliance and TV has been your locally owned appliance store for 49 years. Not only do we offer several major brands, we also service what we sell. And we have the largest parts department in Laramie County. Next time you're in a big box store, just ask to see their parts and service department. Then come visit the appliance experts at B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Best brands, hometown service.
Take care of stress. I'm AJ Miller for Kia of Cheyenne. With the new Kia vehicle, you get one of the best warranties in America. The new 2020 Kia Soul comes with a completely redesigned exterior and interior, all new high-tech features, and an available turbocharged engine. This hatchback has 16 exterior color options and plenty of available features. Come into Kia of Cheyenne, call 775-0123 or go to KiaofCheyenne.com and we'll make it easy. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or a retailer for details.
Are you looking for a pharmacist who will actually take the time to talk to you? Then come to Medicap Pharmacy. We're dedicated to healthcare only, which means we'll fill your prescription quickly, and then we'll make time to listen, answer your questions, explain your prescriptions, and tell you about possible drug interactions.
Medicap Pharmacy will always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, partly sunny. Expect a daytime high of 42 with a chance for sprinkles this afternoon. For tonight, a chance of light snow flurries, otherwise mostly clear. Our low down to 25 degrees. Tuesday's forecast, sunshine, expected daytime high of 55. Mostly clear Tuesday night with our low down to 26. And for Wednesday, partly sunny. We're calling for a daytime high of 41.
You bleed brown and gold? So do we. Wyoming Cowboys football and basketball is always front and center on this show. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. First of all, game week and a big ball game as we enter back into the mountainside play. First of all, I don't know if anybody saw where Logan Wilson was named one of the 12 finalists for the Butkus Award. You know, it's great to see one of our players with that kind of notoriety. And I'm sure a lot of you know Logan. There's not a better, humble guy who doesn't toot his own horn. And it's also encouraging. Here's a guy that's from Casper, Wyoming. And if I had a quarter for every time some of my colleagues around the country told me that you can't win with Wyoming players, the facts are you can't win without him. I'd be a rich man right now. So congratulations for Logan. I want to make a couple announcements. First of all, Tyler Vanderwall will start and return back to his starting position. Sean Chambers will be out for the rest of the year. And so I want to make a note of that. I know that's certainly newsworthy. We were hoping for the best, but once the doctors got in, they found that they needed to do some repair. The outlook long-term is very optimistic, though, so we're encouraged about that. We will see a return of Zach Watts, so we're excited about that. How much and how functionally is this week, we'll know. And then also, I probably misspoke a couple weeks ago when I said Alonzo Velasquez will be out. Got some encouraging news on him, and he will be returning back. He'll do some work this week. I don't know if he'll be ready for play this week, but certainly will be in position to finish out the season. So, we utilize the bye week well. At this time of the year, a lot of our recruiting had already been done, so our coaches were around. We mixed in some fundamental work and then certainly getting ready for, a really good Boise football team. And then we got recouped up a little bit, which is encouraging. So we're excited about playing. I think the game certainly has ramifications in the Mountain West Conference. And I always say that people remember November. And it's certainly great to be playing meaningful games as we're in November now. A little bit about Boise State. They're playing really well at a high level right now. Bachmeier came back against San Jose. He's just an exceptional quarterback. One of our players on our team, Jordan Murray, was his teammate in high school. He was a heavily recruited player, and I can see why. He makes all the throws. I'm impressed for a freshman with his composure. Brian Harson's a former quarterback, and while he's not, doesn't coach the quarterbacks anymore, I can certainly see Brian's influence there. Boise has a long history of having good quarterbacks, and this guy's got a really bright future. He's mobile, he can make all the throws, and he's got great poise. So they've got a great group of receivers. They spread the ball around to Shakir, Hightower, Thomas, and a whole host of other ones. And then, they've got a really good running game. And so big, strong offensive linemen. I looked through their profiles. With the offensive line, you watch them on tape, and then you recognize you've been seeing these guys around for a while. They have 3 redshirt seniors and another redshirt junior. So you've got some older guys in the trenches, and we've got some guys, they're shaven, and we aren't. And so it'll be a big challenge for us there. On defense, Curtis Weaver, number 99, is an excellent player. Great pass rusher, good front man. Avery Williams is not only a great corner, but he's an outstanding return guy. He had a big punt return against San Jose, and I thought Boise showed a lot of resolve in that game. Certainly was not easy. San Jose's an improved football team, and their quarterback's playing well at this time. So the makings of a great game. We're excited about it. I understand that Boise's got new turf, so it's blue, but I'm just happy it's new turf. I lodged some complaints, and they probably didn't listen to me a whole lot, but we do have some new turf. So we're excited about playing. It'll be a nationally televised game on ESPN Saturday night, so a lot on the line. At this time, questions? Yes?
Greg, what was the official diagnosis on Sean's knee?
You know what? There's obviously I'm not a doctor, but there was some minor cartilage that needed to be repaired. There was no ligament damage. And so, in fact, during that time, he just felt tight in the second half, and we didn't feel like he could be real productive. And so once they got in there and started saying, okay, let's repair it now and make sure there's no other collateral damage. Yes, Davis?
No meniscus? Anything? Is it just...
No, God dang it. You guys sound like you went to Holiday Inn Express with that commercial or whatever. No.
Okay.
Nope. Anything else? Any ACL, MCL, high blood pressure? Okay.
Coach,
yes.
where do you have with Titus right now?
He's probably about 3 weeks out. His recovery's been good. He'll get checked up during the course of this week. Okay, is that about it?
I wanted to ask you about playing on the blue. I know that
Mhm.
Rocky Long has before said that the mystique of playing on the blue is gone. I know they've lost more games there recently, but what is it like playing on that?
Well, the last time I went out there, they were all in all blue, so it's kind of hard to see those guys. I applaud them. That's kind of their nature. It's a heck of a lot better in Eastern Washington. It has a red turf. I felt like I'd gone to the optometrist. I couldn't see anything because it was all red. It's a turf. I know they first of all, have a great deal of respect for Brian and Harson. He's a former player there, an outstanding program, and they play really hard, and their record at home is good. So for me to make any disparaging remarks about the blue turf, I think is pretty counterproductive. We're enjoying this competition. A lot of our players know each other, and so it will be a spirited competition. So whatever turf, I would rather have all our colleges be on green, but that's me. I'm a traditionalist, so I'll let everything else be said. Rocky can say what he wants to say. More power to Rocky. Yes.
I know you guys have said you have a lot of confidence in Tyler,
Mhm.
but what's going to change, I guess, if anything, about this offense going forward with Tyler under center?
Well, every quarterback's a little bit different, but the playbook is not going to change a whole lot. Both guys have operated at a high level. Tyler really played well when he has been, and particularly last year against Air Force. I thought he had a phenomenal game. And so we're excited about Tyler, and I told him I was going to announce him today. And so, it'll be fun. He's been working well in practice, and he's an experienced player. He's certainly more experienced than what he was last year at this time. Yes.
What do you
Tracy.
see in Levi? Do you see him getting into the game? Or
I don't have a crystal ball, but he certainly is moving up the depth chart, and so he's taken meaningful reps in practice. He's a guy that initially had signed with the University of Houston, and so we got a waiver, and he's here. We love to have him. He's a young freshman. He does some really good things. He still does some freshman mistakes, though. But we'll see how this week of practice goes. Our plan right now is to play Tyler the majority of the game, if not the whole game. Yes.
Coach, I know it's not an ideal situation, but you did have a bye week. Did that get you a little extra preparation with Tyler? Or when did you find out exactly?
Well, Sean hadn't practiced. I know we're one of the few schools that allows media to come for the first 30 minutes of practice, and so guys kind of knew we hadn't been having Sean in practice. So Tyler had secured more reps during the course of last week, and then when the tail end of the week came in, he got more repetitions, obviously, and so it certainly helps. One of the things is when you're the backup quarterback, you get some repetition. Every school is different. We don't split reps. So the lion's share of the reps go to the guy who's starting, and so Tyler's received a lot more reps, and his throws are a little bit more on time, and so we're encouraged about that. Yes.
Coach, is there something to be said for the fact that Tyler played against Boise last
Mhm.
year and kind of knows their type of game and what to expect?
Well, I think anytime you have game experience, that's very helpful. And I also think during that game, Boise got after us last year at home. And they're a good team last year. They're a good team this year. We think we're an improved football team, and certainly Tyler's experience last year is going to help, not only against other opponents, but specifically against Boise.
Obviously, a lot of talk is on Hank Bachmeyer and the things that he's done as a true freshman. But what have you seen from the running game? I know that the true freshman, George Halani, has kind of stepped up in recent weeks. What have you kind of seen?
Well, Halani and Mahomes are both, they've got a great 1-2 punch, and I think you got to credit their offensive line. Their running game is, I think, really efficient. The guys read schemes really well, find creases. They got elements of zone game, and then they have elements of power game and all the things that really stress the defense. And they're very, very capable. I know Halani was heavily recruited. I think he's a Los Angeles guy, and Mahomes, but they run the ball really well, and so you've got a real challenge. You've got excellent receivers. You got Brockmeyer, who's throwing the ball well. I think he's really an excellent quarterback. And then you've got a good running game. That poses some challenges. However, I think we're playing good defense this year, and we're tackling well. We're established in line of scrimmage, and this is going to be a great matchup. Yes, Davis.
Wyoming's never gone Boise and won. You guys have both
Well, let's just take another glass of water and throw it right on top of my head, Davis. Damn.
Is there a formula?
I think we got to play really well, and some of those things are about controlling the things that we can control, executing, certainly getting the ball takeaways. We've been a pretty opportunistic defense. I think takeaways will be important, and then for us to secure the ball. Right now, I believe I was checking stats. I think we're 4th in the country as far as not turning the ball over. I think our takeaway margins, turnover margins, well, that's going to be a key to it. And also just recognize we got to do what we do and go out and play fast and play really well. There's no doubt. I mean, they're in the top 25. I rated them in the top 25. They should be there. But it's a great opportunity for us. I know our coaching staff and our players are excited. I'm personally excited about it.
You mentioned Curtis Weaver.
Mm-hmm.
He's been a force since he got there
Yep.
as a true freshman. What is it about him that makes him special? Can you compare him to anybody?
It's hard for me to compare a guy because he's got great size and explosion. I think he's 265 pounds. So he's a big rascal out there, plays really aggressive, comes off the edge. He can control the line of scrimmage, and he's got good instincts, and those are all elements to a great defensive player. And so they utilize him well. I will say I know that their defensive coordinator has now moved on to Oregon, the pass guy, and it's not like they've missed a beat. When you watch them on tape, and I'm a defensive guy, they play really sound. They're aggressive, but they're assignment bound. You don't see guys out of position. You see them run to the football really well, and they tackle really well. And Weaver's one of the guys that kind of leads them. Yes.
Did you guys gain any confidence going up there and winning on the blue turf against Central Michigan?
No.
That trip there?
No. That didn't have anything to do with the cost of butter, I don't think. It's different turf right now. So I know I complained to I complained to Brian. Brian said, I feel the same way. He said, tell our AD about it. So they must have found some money. They, put out some cans and said alms to the poor, and they've got some new turf. I'm going to get myself in hot water here. But it's a first-class program, and they want to have blue turf, but beating Central Michigan on it really doesn't have anything to do with it. Yeah, that was a goofy question. Yes.
Craig, you and Embo Shaw have talked about the fact that you don't want to change the physicality of his running style.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the second time as many
Yep.
years he's had a season-ending injury. Is that something you have to reassess going forward? How often you expose him? Just sort of balancing that?
I've thought about that quite a bit, Davis, because I told him you are who you are, and you've got to play like you play, and then you kind of take a look at how many times he's taken some shots. I do think it's in his DNA to be a competitive guy. We'll look at it once he comes back, first of all, to see what kind of recovery he has. But to change a lot of the things that really make him special, I think we'd be doing a disservice to him and our program. And so whether that means how we reshape some things or what we do with him, that's a off-season conversation. But I think the question you have is very fair because, believe me, I've been asking that to myself. When you see last year he played 4 games, and this year, I don't know how many games we played, 8, and he hasn't been able to finish. But he's an ultra-competitive guy. Our team feeds off that, and so you don't want to lose that. Yes, Davis.
He was averaging right at around 11 carries a game. Is that, in your mind, too much? Is that right, or?
Probably a little bit too much. We used to, Josh Allen used to be able to run the ball well too, and we were under that. But some of the things that he's doing, he's taken off on bootleg plays, scrambles, and those things you don't want to cap it. But he's got to be, I think there's got to be sometimes, I've always told him don't slide, but we probably need to slide a little bit more. Maybe sometimes as opposed to twisting and turning and try to, you've got a first down that's, 8 yards away. Maybe not have him try to just, okay, you got tackled. But it is hard for me to see a quarterback run out of bounds. Hard for me to have a guy do that. But I think I've got to take a look at that. Maybe I got to change. Okay, I know that we have some people online. Is there any questions from anybody that's online right now? Okay, I know there were listeners, but no questions. Hey, you want to say thanks to everybody?
Coach Bohl?
Yes, who am I speaking
Bob
with?
Wheeler from Boise Radio.
Hey, Bob, good hearing from you again.
Good. A couple questions I had. One was you guys have given up just 2.8 yards per carry on the ground on defense. What makes your team good against the run?
Well, a lot of that starts up front, Bob, and kind of like Boise, we have a new defensive coordinator. Jake Dickard's done a really good job, and our front's playing well, and the linebackers, when you have a guy that's like Logan Wilson and Cash Malawi, both those two guys and Elijah Halliburton are really excellent tacklers. So when you can establish the line of scrimmage, you can come up with some tackles for loss, but that front group has really played well, and they are disciplined. I think we're playing excellent defense, and anytime you can stop the run, you make somebody throw, typically that's a good thing for you.
And what do you see as being different without Rippon and Madison this year? You lose two guys from Boise State's offense that are now both in the pros.
Yeah.
How have you seen them kind of maybe change a little, be the same? What are your impressions?
I think every year you tweak an offense to the personnel you have, but you don't see I don't see a drastic change. Boise's their offense is very creative. It stresses you on defense. It stresses what they can do because of the weapons they have, and quite frankly, I think it's a real credit to Brian for him to be able to bring in that kind of talent year after year, because these guys they have are excellent young players. They're going to be there for a long time. And that's got me gnashing my teeth. I have no hair, but if I had any hair, it'd be gone. But kudos to them. I think they're an excellent offense.
Thank you, Coach.
You bet. Great hearing from you again. Okay, Keith, any other questions? Okay, media, it's great to see you. I know our players are going to be coming in. It's game week, and they say, remember November.
Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Your locally owned and operated radio stations, KYOI FM and 1480 KRAE AM, are just that, local. Serving Cheyenne and Laramie County, where your advertising dollar stays local too. It doesn't end up in Colorado, Oklahoma, New Hampshire, or even New York. We conduct business here, we shop here, and we live here. And we support our entire community 24/7, 365. Just because it has a window dressing doesn't mean it isn't a facade. A reminder from KYOI and 1480 KRAE. Did you know that in rural areas of Laramie County, electricity is reliable and affordable because of High West Energy? Based in Pine Bluffs, High West Energy is an electric co-op owned by the 10,000 customers we serve, and that includes F.U. Warren Air Force Base and 20 subdivisions around Cheyenne. For more than 75 years, High West has been proud to play a part in the steady growth and economic development of this region, while also contributing to local nonprofits, charities, and civic organizations.
Capital Lumber is lumber one in Cheyenne. Are you listening? We're all the lumber store you'll ever need.
Since 1966, family-owned and operated Capital Lumber Company has been the stop for all lumber, paint, tools, accessories, remodel and do-it-yourself projects, and so much more. Now, Capital Lumber Company announces the beginning of a tasty relationship with Traeger Grills, as they now have in stock several models of Traeger Grills, along with pellets and accessories. Capital Lumber Company at 1222 Dunn Avenue in Cheyenne.
Welcome to the biggest thing in tacos since tacos. Introducing the Taco Perfecto from Taco John's. That's right, we said it. Perfecto. That's Spanish for perfect. We redesigned it with an aerodynamic shell to give you the best bite every bite. Choose between seasoned to perfection beef, chili lime chicken, or upgrade to hand-carved sirloin steak. Sure, it was hard to perfect, but it's easy to eat. The Taco Perfecto from Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
First Tier Bank strives to remain competitive and offers some of the best CD rates in the community, as well as area banks and credit unions per Rate Watch reports. How does that make a difference to you? First Tier Bank can assist you in securing some of the best rates on CDs. First Tier Bank offers the personalized customer service you've grown accustomed to and deserve. Plus, feel confident that your finances are taken care of by a responsible, knowledgeable staff. Call 307-632-3500 and ask for Caitlin or Debbie. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Well, the wise for today, partly sunny. Expect a daytime high of 42 with a chance for sprinkles this afternoon. For tonight, a chance of light snow flurries, otherwise mostly clear. Our low down to 25 degrees. Tuesday's forecast, sunshine, expected daytime high at 55. Mostly cleared Tuesday night with our low down to 26. And for Wednesday, partly sunny. We're calling for a daytime high of 41.
Fat, lazy, and stupid is no way to conduct a sports talk radio show. We've thrown down the gauntlet, upped the stakes, and made it clear that when it comes to sports talk radio in Cheyenne, there's a new player in town. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
We are back on Wyoming Sports Talk Today. Coach Bohl giving us the word. Sean Chambers, toast for the rest of the year. Boise, by the way.
Well, he gave the official word. As, again, we'll give a shout-out over the weekend that
I wasn't here, obviously, when this all...
Well, good for you. But either way,
well, no, I
just
it
say
was news to me today.
Via at least social media, again, especially on Twitter side and also to at least on Facebook, give at least some credit to at least Cody Tucker with 7220 Sports, where he was the one that kind of first broke that news over the weekend. Folks tried to at least discredit, or if not, say, hey, again, we'll wait until the official word from the university, but it came to be at least true according to the press conference today. But again, Cody Tucker did, at least from his sources, find out that information and kind of broke the world, at least here in the state of Wyoming, that yes, Sean Chambers was out at least indefinitely for a remainder of the season, which again hurts this program. Hurts, obviously, again, the momentum that this team was having so far, again, after the couple of victories that they did at least sustain. Again, the big one against Nevada, which, again, was not,
bowl eligible.
Neither of us were there for that contest, but, again, it is something that, yes, they are officially bowl eligible. And again, this game coming up this weekend has a lot riding on the line, especially for just more so the Mountain Division, if not in the Mountain West, where, again, could it allude to someone of, again, could Wyoming, if they beat Boise, they still have a shot of getting at least going into the Mountain West championship game? So
yeah, well, a lot riding on the game against the Broncos, no doubt about it. But also, too, every win that you pick up now are quality wins. Boise, Utah State, your rivals, CSU, Air Force. So, and again, each quality win gets you a better bowl opportunity.
Yeah.
So for the Wyoming Cowboys, you got to put your best foot forward every Saturday. Like Coach Bohl said, November means something to the Wyoming Cowboys, especially for the Mountain Division.
It does right now. And again, this is a team that, yes, is bowl eligible, but we have seen last year that 6 wins does not mean squat, at least when it comes to bowl games and, again, bowl eligibility, where, again, this is a Cowboys team that sat 6-6 last year, did not make it to a postseason bowl. So, again, it is something that, yes, you need to find one win here outside of, again, the CSU game, which you should take care. But, again, I'm not going to write that a guaranteed win against the Rams, where, again, they're going to have a lot to play for, a lot to kind of play spoiler, so to speak. And, again, it is a rivalry game. So, again, don't at least discount or discredit CSU in that contest when they come up here, at least in later November. But, again, Boise, could you go on the road and defeat the Broncos?
A possibility.
Boise State's looking like this. They are a beatable team. They're not that powerhouse as what we thought.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen there.
But, again, they've struggled at home and they've struggled on the road.
All right,
this is a team is not the upper echelon. It's kind of like where you're talking with Thunder Basin. Boise's on that same vein where, again, they're not the end-all, be-all, at least top-dog team in the Mountain West.
I think, and again, with Tyler Vanderwall starting, and again, not his first rodeo. Okay, he was a starter last year.
Yeah.
And he also faced Boise State last year. The point is, Boise State is still a little step faster than the Cowboys. They're still a little bit bigger than the Cowboys, and you're playing at Albertson Stadium.
And also,
where
too,
they don't lose.
You take away your main piece of this pretty much 95% run game that Wyoming puts out there on the field, of where, again, you very, very rarely see a pass. Well, Tyler Vanderwall, he's mobile-ish, but he's not Sean Chambers mobile. So you take away that factor where, again, that now kind of makes an easier job for that Boise State Broncos, at least defense, to no longer have to spotlight the QB position. It's like, okay, well, now we got to look at Valladay or any other guy to do that draw play or run against us. Vanderwall can throw. His throws are on the same vein as one Sean Chambers. They can be inaccurate, can be overthrown, underthrown. Right. Again, also, too, it does at least take those wide receivers to at least catch those balls as well, too. But it's a situation that now with Sean Chambers out, it kind of makes that defense at least scheme a little easier for Boise State, for Air Force, for Utah State, for CSU to no longer spotlight that at least quarterback position, because, again,
it takes away the running element. Yeah, the running element will go away. With Chambers and again, with the passing game of the Cowboys, the rollout passing is not good by either quarterback.
No.
Vanderwall does not throw well either on the run. He's more of a pocket-type quarterback, and that's where he's comfortable. So hopefully the Cowboys are gearing up the offensive game plan to keep Vanderwall, and he will absorb sacks. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
He's not that mobile. So, but again, he also is a better thrower than one Sean Chambers.
Yeah.
I'm looking here at the latest line.
Like 11.
How about 12.5?
All right. Either way, though, I think that's fair on the road. Yeah. I think it's fair.
It would not surprise me to see the Cowboys lose by 2 TDs. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, they could. Could Wyoming in this contest have a shot of winning it? I feel less confident now that Sean Chambers is out, where it now leads more a singular option for the Cowboys of, again, a run-heavy team. Now all you can rely on, again, no more misdirection, no QB option.
The RPO base, the run-pass option is out for the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
So
again, the team that's already one-dimensional, now you even kind of make it even smaller of now the focus point is on your running back.
They're not grounded by any stretch of the imagination. Valladay's still back there. But again, it's basically a simple handoff to Valladay, or you're faking the handoff and you're staying in the pocket and you're throwing. Again, once Vanderwall gets flushed from the pocket, he's like Chambers. He struggles. So,
but he's also unlike Chambers. He's not gonna. More than likely, he's not that at least
he's not that mobile.
Yeah,
no.
he's not going to run it for big yardage like Chambers can.
We got to wrap things up here, as I see the clock on the wall says it's adios time.